I'm being patient, waiting for a retest of the breakout in the Dixie down here around 97.5. That'd be about 100 lower from here, which would line up with my sell zone. This is a bull flag that's in the description. It was almost 200. So, we break out over here. You could be talking about 117. I'm going to begin to sell at 1650 to 117. The pound could come back and retest the neckline of a head and shoulders top. It's going to come in about 100 higher as well. 33, yeah, 70. So about 80, 90 higher. So that's the setups that I'm looking for. Sales on strength in cable and euro, and buying on breaks the Dixie. Everyone with me? So if we get this one more decline in the dollar, we're going to get uh, some of the levels I was looking for, especially in silver. It didn't look like it was going to get there, but I still think there's a chance for near 38. It's going to be a sell for me. And gold has already gotten up to this 33.80. So I'm assuming gold will make a new high. Maybe he's going to make a run at 3,400. So I think you could time it all because now the dollar and gold, I believe, are going to trade together inversely. Strong dollar, weak gold, weak dollar, strong gold. So if we have this pullback in the Dixie, that's how I'll time the sales in the metals. When I see Dixie down around this breakout line, you want the bigger picture again. Here it is. Okay, so right here. So falling wedge, which gives us a target where I anchored it at least at 101.40. So we get some bought at 97.5. That could be a nice trade back up there. And if we get 1.618 of this whole move from here, that's going to take us up near targets at 103. So that's my game plan. I'm sticking to it. There could be a trade right here. Like I could buy the euro looking for the levels I was talking about earlier, but it doesn't have to get there. That's not the trade. The trade isn't, and I used to do this, and I bet you guys still do, a lot of you. So you say to yourself, well, I want to be a seller at 1650 or 17, so I may as well buy it here and ride it up there. Well, that's not the trade because it doesn't have to get there. It's what I'm going to do should it get there. It's all, basically postulating that it could get here using my imagination and using counts and math, but it could roll over here and just break. So that's not the trade, but there's still, I'd like a rally to sell into up at these levels more than anything else. Um, I think that there's a good possibility that Canada pulls back towards 37 during that time frame as well, maybe 650 for a buy. So, this could be a failing rally here as well. And we could get a nice little pullback here. But I'm not going to play these moves because I'm going to stay with what I think is a trend that has been established until it negates the breakout by a close or two. So moving to gold, we have headed up. We're not quite above yesterday's highs. Um, Perhaps it's going to do it because we're not quite at my sell zone of 38 in silver. That'd be another 50 cents here. So I'm going to be looking at buying the dollar on weakness, selling the metals on strength when at an opportune time. I know there's a lot of interest in platinum here. I just want to point out that we've had 38%, but it could be deeper, especially if we have a growth scare. Just want to show you guys that the breakout was way down here at 1,000. So we could still trade 1,200, 1,150. I don't think you have to be in a hurry to buy platinum. I think you could time it off, when silver's trading lower. after this pop. So platinum looks weaker than silver right now, putting in a negative candle. Moving to S&P. So, last week it was a great trade. And, I wasn't expecting this much strength yesterday, but the big question to traders right now is this a failing rally or are they going to regroup and go to new highs? I'm still in the camp. I think it's a failing rally up here. I was talking about 60, 70. I didn't do anything yet because I'm thinking if there is one more bout of dollar weakness, if you get the dollar right, you could get a lot of different markets right. Normally, when the dollar is weak, everything is good. Okay. You could buy stocks, you could buy metals, you could buy commodities. Maybe you can't buy bonds. But for the most part, when the dollar is weak, everything goes up. When the dollar rallies, that is a depressing factor. It puts contraction back on the table because the dollar's making things more expensive. A stronger dollar's making things cheaper. A weaker dollar's making things more expensive. So we'll see where the S&Ps are at. I'm really going to gauge everything on things that I have a little bit more confidence in. I have confidence in the level I talked about in euro, and I have confidence in waiting to see what happens down here in the Dixie for a pullback. And I think that if we're going to head straight down there this week, um, most other things will rally with it. And then we get inflection points when the dollar turns. So that does include stock indexes. Let's see what. Oh, I did want to warn, even though we're there, I want you to check out gold miners because I'd be raising cash. Look at this RSI. The last confirmed high was back here. That's in April. So really, this whole move here, we've been diverging, 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 and look, we're at new highs, and we're not even at 70. So I'd be pretty careful. I think we're in the final terminal thrust of this three drive to a top formation. So buyers beware. And let's go back to Bitcoin. It held the 112. Um, if we could get through 116, it'll make progress again back under 112. I think you're looking at lower numbers, minimum 110, and maybe, all the way back down to this next level of 108. So we'll see. It's trying to hold and turn. Maybe it gets a pop as well with a bout of dollar weakness. Most mega cap stocks are a little bit lower. I did put out a buy in the room on soybeans yesterday. This to me looked like a trap, a false breakdown under these lows. There were a lot of stops under these lows. Said buy 977 in the room and risk the lows of December, which were 950. That's not a real big risk for a bean trade, especially for heading back to the top of the range. And we head back to the top of the range, maybe this time we break out. A quick look at, let's see what the DAX is doing. Hmm, just skipped it. Hmm. By the way, the cannabis stocks have been acting great. They've been coming out of here. Someone asked me about Tesla yesterday when I was on Maggie's show. I said, be patient, maybe down here at 250. See, our XRP is acting okay, pulling back, not acting great. So I can't find the DAX, but here's a look at some of these marijuana stocks. Here's the ETF. See how it's coming out of here? So if we get a pullback in the market, I'd be buying breaks. There's something percolating in this market here. Thought I'd point it out to you. We get through 350, we could be at $5. So just bear market rallies and some of these cannabis stocks are going to be rewarding moves. A few of them have already doubled. And I'll look for the DAX one more time. Oh, here we go. So are we at new highs in DAX? No. We're not at new highs in the DAX yet either. So we'll see. Maybe the DAX is going to fail here. Looks like it could go either way. My highest conviction trades are shorts in the metals and buying the dollar at the breakout level. So tomorrow, don't forget, David Hunter, the most bullish bear on the street. I think he's looking for 8,800 down in the S&Ps and then an 80% decline. So always fascinating to talk to Dave. It'll be tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. EST. Until then, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Don't try and be patient. Just be patient. Anything that you put the word try in front of means that you're not being it. You're attempting to be patient. Just be patient and then be executing at your price. So that's a wrap, everyone. See you in the room. See you tomorrow with Steve. And um, keep an eye on levels I talked about today in case it happens tomorrow. And I'm not doing an update tomorrow. But I'll catch you guys again on Thursday. But we'll talk about these things with Dave tomorrow because he covers all these different asset classes. That's a wrap, everyone.